Good morning, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. This is actually a review of one of my own personal vehicles. This is my 2007 GMC Sierra 2500 Duramax Turbo Diesel. This is actually an LBZ Turbo Diesel. This review has actually been a long time coming. I've actually owned this truck for about a year and a half. And the reason I actually haven't done a review on it earlier has been because there's lots of finishing touches I wanted to do to the truck and wanted to be happy with it before I do a review of the actual truck. Few mechanical things I had done with it as far as just getting some oil leaks corrected, had the EGR redone. Most of the stuff I've done with the vehicle has actually been just personal preference. As you can see, the vehicle has 155,749 miles on it as of right now. I actually acquired this vehicle with only 113,000 miles. And have owned it for about a year and a half. The 2007 model I actually really liked for a few specific reasons. First and foremost, it was actually the last year you can get the classic body style, as this is referred to. 2007 actually came in two different body styles. It came in the original classic body style, as you see here, and it came in the next body style, which has been new and improved as far as styling goes. But I actually preferred the older body style a little bit more, not only for quality control reasons, but just personal preference as well. As far as the things that I've done to the vehicle and the things that were already done to the vehicle when I got it, the front ranch hand bumper was already on the vehicle when I acquired it. That was already there. I actually had these driving lights added to it for additional lighting while driving down highways. I've actually also updated the headlights. I originally went with an HID package, but HID headlights can be a handful. The ballast on them, the rewire on them, they do give you a little bit of headache. So right now I actually have an LED set up. These wheels, these Moto Metal 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels, I actually added to the vehicle. No real reason why I chose those specific wheels other than they just were on special, they were on sale. But those BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires are one of my favorite tires, and I install them on pretty much any truck I get. These running boards were actually also something that I added to the vehicle after I purchased it. It did not have any running boards, and I just thought that the look and feel of these kind of look premium, and they serve my needs well. I've also done a little bit of paint work to the truck on areas that had blemishes or imperfections. These Fender Flares were also something that I added. I like the look of them. They kind of match the look of the wheels with the studs. These studs actually do not get drilled into the body of the vehicle. They're just there for looks. The Fender Flares actually just get installed with all of the factory brackets. So no drilling to have to do into the sheet metal of the truck whatsoever. I've actually also upgraded the center brake light on top of the cab there because it was getting a little bit faded, and those were the LEDs, a little bit upgraded, a little bit nicer. As you can see, I've also installed an Optic 7 LED bar that has sequential. Right now, since the hazards are on, it'll show you what the sequential left and right turns will look like. I did replace the rear bumper of the truck because it had some dings on it, and in hindsight, I wish I had actually gone with an aftermarket bumper. I never really thought about it until I had done it, but since the front of the vehicle has a ranch hand bumper, I kind of wish I went with a similar setup, but of course, hindsight is 20/20. I've also upgraded the hitch to a Class 5 hitch. This hitch is rated at 17,000 pounds. I've upgraded to the shocker hitch receiver, which is rated at 16,000 pounds. And as you see, this also has the airbag right there. So as you put weight on the ball, this airbag, as it goes up and down, actually reduces the shock to the actual vehicle, causing a much more comfortable ride. We also got these license plate lights upgraded. Kind of have a nice look at night with the LED running strip. Everything came together quite nicely for us. As far as other mechanical things that we've done to the truck, we've added these lights. These lights have been a lifesaver for me at night when I'm working or towing. As you can see, we also have the Banks heavy-duty rear differential cover, and you can see we also have the upgraded Bilstein shocks. Did cause a much firmer ride, much nicer ride. I've also upgraded to a rear air ride setup. The setup is actually made by Firestone, and as you can see, the rear airbags over there. I also do have a compressor hooked up to that so that I can automatically inflate while in the vehicle. So no need to pull up to an air compressor to have that filled up. I could also release pressure from inside the vehicle as well. As you can see, this is a rust-free California vehicle. This has not been underbody coated by any means. It's just a nice rust-free California vehicle. The paint and body are brilliant all the way around. Get lots of compliments on this truck. It just serves my needs quite nicely. Running boards had a very clean look. As you can see, paint and finish are in very nice condition. Underneath the vehicle, you'll see here that I've also upgraded the transmission pan to a Mag High-Tech transmission pan, which actually accommodates an additional 2.5 to 3 quarts of transmission fluid, which helps in the additional cooling of the transmission. And I also do have a Banks cold air intake system with the Super Scoop system. Super Scoop has this scoop down low underneath where it can suck in the cold air and be able to get it in to the engine and get you a few extra MPGs, or not quite MPGs, but get you a little bit better fuel economy and get you a few extra horsepower. Branch hand bumper in great shape. This is a heavy bumper, so unless you have a diesel, I wouldn't recommend this bumper. It does add quite a bit of weight to the front end of the truck. If you have a gas pusher, I wouldn't really recommend this bumper, but with the diesel, you don't really notice any difference at all. Camping mirrors came standard with the truck. Another thing that I upgraded on the truck was an SMB 62-gallon fuel tank. The fuel tank that was in the truck was less than 30 gallons, and I found that oftentimes going to metropolitan area, Southern California, Los Angeles, I found that pulling in with a trailer into some of these smaller gas stations was quite a task. And with 62 gallons, I get quite a bit of range. As you can see, this is a basic trim level truck, so you have wind-up windows. The vehicle did not come with power door locks. However, I did install power door locks along with the Viper alarm system and auto start setup, as you noticed in the beginning part of the video. When we first started the vehicle, that was a remote start. It does have cloth seats throughout. This is the button here for the front fog lights. This here is the switch for the rear lights. I do have a Edge CTS3 monitor, and I've also upgraded and added the EGT probes. As you can see, we have 246 degrees Fahrenheit exhaust gas temperature currently. Another upgrade I did was of the steering wheel. The steering wheel stock came with the same kind of material that you see right there. It's kind of like a foam material, and around the tops and around the areas where it got lots of use, it actually had worn out and there were indentations in it. So I did replace the steering wheel with a nice leather wrapped steering wheel. We do have WeatherTech floor mats. I have my work gloves and my controller for my winch right inside the door panel. Go ahead and hop inside the truck and show you a few things in here. The stereo, the Alpine that's in it currently, it was in there as of before as well, so nothing that I have added to it. We have the Bluetooth here for the stereo, the microphone. I have my phone and obviously my radar detector. Headliner was also something I recently did. Had the headliner redone. Around the tops of the doors and around the edges of the windshields are common failure points for these headliners, and that was something I'd been putting off for quite a long time, just because I didn't have time to be down and be without the truck and be without usage of the truck. So I actually just recently had that done when I added an additional truck to my fleet, the F350 Harley-Davidson edition, which I also did a review of. This vehicle also has a custom tune with technically 5 customizable levels. First is obviously stock. If you take it all the way down to the left side of the one, we have level 1, which is actually going to be a fuel economy setting and economy setting. Level 2, which will be for light towing. Level 3 for heavy towing. 4 is going to be for sport, and then 5 is for extreme. So you can also customize your power levels there. It's quite nice. It actually does make a lot of difference. And another great thing with the tune that I really liked is with the 06 and 07, as I understand it, these 6.6 LBZ Duramaxes also come not only with the 6-speed Allison transmission as opposed to the 5-speed Allison transmission with the previous model, but they also come with a VGT turbo. VGT stands for Variable Geometry Turbo. And what that does for you is it gets you engine braking. So this is going to be your setup for your rear compressor. As you can see, it's got the built-in air compressor. I have that installed underneath the hood. It's not quick by any means, but I can feel the rear of the truck going up from about 0 to 60 psi. It takes about a minute and a half to inflate, and to deflate it you just go the opposite way and it just gets it out. Got a Primus trailer brake controller. That was something that I added as well during my ownership. And let's go ahead and take a tour of the rest of the truck at this time. Oh, one other thing I'll show you is we also got the Edge rear camera system as well. As you can see, it's right built in, integrated to the Edge monitor. Put it into reverse and it'll automatically activate for you. Taking a look at the rear of the truck, you'll find that it is quite spacious. 3 adults can sit back there quite comfortably, but I got a lot of my tools and my equipment back here, so I don't have rear occupants very often. Lots of room underneath the rear seat. I have all my straps, my fans, my jumper cables, my furniture pads, inverters, scan tools, all kinds of stuff on this side. On the other side under the seat, I actually have some detailing and cleaning equipment. Obviously rear crank windows as well, but I did install power door locks all the way around on all 4 corners, and it does work just along with that Viper system that we currently have. The truck did come with a spray-on bed liner that did have the spray-on right around the edge as well. Probably not something I would have done, or if I had done it myself, I would have probably had it end about halfway. I think it's a little bit overkill for the spray-on to come that far down into the bedside, but again, that was done before my ownership of the vehicle, so it's not something that I can complain about. The bed of the vehicle is quite usable, and it is in great shape. I did add this mat to it, but underneath the mat, just came through a car wash, so it is a little bit wet. But as you can see underneath the mat, it's also in great shape. This spray-on bed liner was installed prior to my ownership. Bullet liners, looks like they were in Hayward, California. When I purchased it, I guess one of the tail lights had broken, so one of them looked new, one of them looked a little bit older, so I did replace the one that looked a little bit older so that it matches and has the same amount of fade as the other one. But that's just about it. Taking a walk around. Love the exhaust note on this. Sounds great when you rev it. The 6.6 LBZ Duramax, one of the best sounding diesels out there. On the passenger side, I have my V-Air air compressor. I have a first aid kit, some flashlights, some tools, and a jacket for if it gets cold. Door panels are in pretty good shape. The truck's really clean inside and out. I've put about 43,000 miles on the truck since I've had it. I installed these BF Goodrich KO2 tires right when I purchased the vehicle, so they've also got 43,000 miles on them, and they are holding up beautifully. Dashboard is in great shape. Headliner, now that I've had it done, is in great shape. I'm sure there are lots of things that I'm forgetting that I have done to the truck. I've gradually been upgrading it, improving it since I purchased it. Hard to remember everything that we've done, but yeah, after 43,000 miles, lots of tread lift on these tires. I've only rotated them once, so I have dropped the ball just a little bit there, but they still look pretty evenly worn. No excessive wear on the sides. These Bilstein shocks have really helped in the preservation of these tires. So very happy with them. I believe they come in an 8-ply, 10-ply, and maybe even a 16-ply if I'm not mistaken. I believe these are the 10-ply that I currently have on the truck. But yeah, I've been extremely happy with the truck. I will do a test drive video shortly on the truck. We'll go for a spin. I'll give you a little bit of backstory on how I acquired the truck, what I think of it, and how it performs and drives. But for now, this was just a walk around and overview of the truck. Wanted to bring it to you. I finally gotten it to the stage where I am proud of it and have done just about everything that I wanted to do to it. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave your comments in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of all of our future videos. We do appreciate you taking the time and joining us today, and we certainly hope to see each and every one of you down here at the lot. Thank you and have a great day.